Alright, guys, so I'm in Florida for vacation, and I was watching the local news, and apparently, there's record low temperatures. And I look at the temperature, it's 40. I'm thinking, what? It's 40, all the time in New Jersey during this time of year. And then I saw people videotaping, little sprinkles of snow, like it's the second coming of Christ. It was ridiculous. But, I guess people here just aren't used to the cold weather. But yeah, here's the battle, NU style. Alright, here is a NU, never used battle against MatthewJonSteel, and he's from the Pokeladder. Woo. So I lead with Espeon, who's like a new NU, and yeah, I'm just gonna go Trick right off the bat against his Camerupt, just because I don't know what it's gonna do, and I don't know. Choice Scarf Camerupt is kind of funny. So I trick him with Choice Scarf. He goes for the Earth Power. It's just about half to Espeon because of Espeon's paper defenses. And I'm just going to switch into Meganium because I know he's locked into Earth Power. And obviously Earth Power isn't going to do a whole lot to Meganium. And Meganium is like, lol, you hit me with an Earth Power. That's funny. And anyway, I'm just going to go for the Leech Seed because I know he's going to switch. But, getting a Leech Seed on anything is pretty good. And I end up getting a Glaceon, and that's not too bad because Glaceon is leech cheated, and I'm pretty sure he's going to Ice Beam. So I go out on a Kecleon, who's somewhat of a special wall, but he ends up just going for the Wish, I guess seeing what I do. And he's wished, which is kind of cool, and I have a Kecleon out. So I'm just going to go for the Fire Punch because it's super effective, and I don't know what this Glaceon can do. And he goes for the Hidden Power Fighting, and it does less than half. That's how much of a beast Kecleon is. Sorry, I don't go for the Fire Punch. I go for the T-Wave because that's the smart play, and I get the T-Wave off on the Glaceon. And now I'm going to go Fire Punch because it's damage and stuff. And the Glaceon's still leech cheated, so he probably should switch here because, yeah, that's the smart thing to do, and he does. So he's switching in Tauros, and he gets the Intimidate off on me, and Kecleon already doesn't have that great of an attack, so Fire Punch does nothing to the Tauros, and that's just plain unfortunate. Anyway, he misses with, I think, Stone Edge, and that sucks for him. I'm just going to get the T-Wave off on the Tauros now, which means it's not nearly as scary. So I decided to switch out, and I go into Marowak, who has pretty good defense, and he gets the Parahax, which really sucks for him, which gives me a free Swords Dance, so that's what I do. I don't think he can kill me with anything. He's going to go for the Earthquake, but because of Marowak's pretty good defense, it doesn't do a whole lot, and now that I have a Swords Dance, I can just Bone Meringue, and that will just KO about anything after Swords Dance and my thick club. And yes, Bone Meringue does KO the Tauros, and that is pretty sexy for me. So he goes out into Matsire, I guess named after himself. It's actually a Quagsire, and he just yawns me, and I think he's going to predict the switch and yawn again, so I decided just to go Energy Ball on my Meganium just to KO the Quagsire, and it turns out that prediction was pretty good for me because he does stay in, and I kill the Quagsire. Unfortunately, that puts Meganium to sleep, but I wanted to get that Quagsire out of the way because that thing can always be annoying. So he goes out into an Espeon of his own and just goes Signal Beam, trying to do damage to my Meganium, but instead I go out on a Kecleon, who is, of course, my special wall of this team, and I'm just going to go for the T-Wave again, but he switches back into Glaceon, which is a pretty good play, which means I can't T-Wave him, obviously. So I'm just going to go for the Fire Punch, which is super effective on Glaceon, and is probably going to do a decent chunk, and it does a little under half due to Kecleon's kind of disappointing attack stat, but that's, it's better than nothing. And he's going to Ice Beam me, which actually does a little bit more than I wanted it to, basically because Glaceon has pretty epic special attack, and I'm just going to Fire Punch again. He wishes, so I'm just kind of hoping I can KO with his Fire Punch. But, yeah, let's see what he does. He actually withdraws so he can get a free switch into Dunsparce. And Dunsparce is one of those Pokemon that are just so annoying if you can set it up because it has T-Wave, and then it can, headbutt you for Parahax because it has Serene Grace. And I just didn't want that to happen. He goes for the Headbutt here. I just wanted to see what this thing was planning to do to a switch. But it does quite a lot to Kecleon. I'm just going to switch now into Marowak, because Marowak can take a T-Wave, not to mention has pretty good defense, like I said, so he won't take too much from Headbutt. And I'm just going to Swords Dance on the switch. He goes out in Espeon, and obviously that's not a good matchup for me. So I go out into Kecleon, but unfortunately my Kecleon has such low HP now that he's going to die to another Psychic. So unfortunately I'm unable to rely on Kecleon any further to take out this Espeon. So yeah, I think he's locked into Psychic, so I go out into Espeon, my own Espeon, and I'm just going to go for the Signal Beam because it's super effective, and he goes out into Glaceon, and it's so low that another Signal Beam will kill it, so I decide just to go for it again, and that will KO the Glaceon, and there it goes down. So anyway, I got that Glaceon out of the way, and my Espeon is looking pretty nice with its leftovers. And he goes out into his Espeon, which is of course Choice Scarfed, and I have to switch because I'm fearing either a Signal Beam or a Shadow Ball. So I go out into Flareon, and he's locked into Shadow Ball, so we're just going to do it again. And this is a Choice Band Flareon that I am so happy that I'm using because I use Return, and because that Flareon loves me, it's going to easily take down that Espeon because Choice Band and Flareon has really good attack. And I think Flareon is just underused. Well, it's underused in Neverused, so I really like it. It's cool. But anyway, I go into my Choice Scarf Pinsir against this Camerot because I'm kind of figuring he's going to go for the Earth Power, and he does. And he hasn't seen my Pinsir yet. And my Choice Scarf Pinsir, I decide to lock myself into Earthquake, knowing his last Pokemon is Dunsparce and Camerupt, and I know Earthquake will hit them both for pretty hard damage. And I'm just going to go for the Earthquake again. It doesn't actually quite kill his Dunsparce, but instead of going for the T-Wave like he probably should have, he went for the Headbutt and gets a crit, but doesn't quite kill my Pinsir either way. He really should have went for the Thunder Wave there, hope for some Para Hacks, but I don't know what he was thinking. Anyway, I go for the Earthquake, that takes down Dunsparce. His last Pokemon is Camerupt, who is weak to Earthquake. Actually, it doesn't quite kill his Camerupt, which is kind of funny, but then he just explodes at the end of the battle just to end it. So, yeah, good game, MatthewJonSteel. Hope to battle again soon. Rate, comment, subscribe, guys, and I hope to see you guys again next time. Alright, peace. And I don't think Espeon was that broken in NU, honestly. I mean, it was okay. But anyway, peace, guys. Bye. Alright, guys, today's question of the day. Coke or Pepsi? Longly debated topic. I actually hate either. I don't really like cola, but based on their other products, I would have to say that I like the Coca Cola family of sodas better. I just think they're better quality sodas. Also, I think Coca Cola is the worst of two evils. If I have a choice between Coca Cola and Pepsi, I'd probably pick Coke. But yeah, leave a comment about whether you like Coke or Pepsi, and see you guys next time. Bye.